you ever feel like once a month you turn into someone that you don't quite recognise? You're not moody, you're not snappy, it's not just a bit of irritability. I'm talking uncontrollable rage, thinking maybe if I didn't wake up tomorrow, would that be such a bad thing? Fatigue, which knocks the wind out of your sails. Paranoia. And then you spend the rest of the month thinking, what the fuck is wrong with me? And do you know it could be something called PMDD and not PMS? Most women believe it's just another period. It's just another time of the month. She's just dramatic. She's psychotic. You need to calm down. You need to relax. As young girls raised in a society where we are taught to not take up space, we then internalise it. And we become the problem. I am 40. My relationships have suffered because of PMDD. My career and work has suffered because of PMDD. Although there is a mix of dickheadness in that as well, let's be honest. You don't really have self-worth, especially at a young age, trying to deal with this. And so girls and young women will likely end up self-harming, abusing substances, disrespecting their bodies, and ultimately pushing people away. And until we know about such things as PMDD, we think that it's a personality flaw. I am designed to be a psycho who cries at Andrex adverts for the rest of my life. PMDD is not PMS. It is Premenstrual Dysphoric Disorder. Dysphoric meaning unable to deal with it physically and mentally. It is a severe cyclical mood disorder. Think bipolar. And it is linked to our brains. So it's not the hormone levels themselves, but it's how your brain and your nervous system react to the changes and the imbalances. And that is why so often PMDD can be diagnosed as bipolar, borderline personality disorder, depression, anxiety. I have suffered with PMDD my whole life. I was diagnosed exactly 1 year ago. It took me 5 years of going to the doctors, listing out my symptoms before realising that it was cyclical, before I got a diagnosis of PMDD. Apparently, it takes on average 10 to 12 years for somebody to get a diagnosis with PMDD. Let that sink in. 10 to 12 years. Probably the same amount of time you get to figure out how your body's working before things start going downhill. I'm going to talk about rage. I'm going to put my hat on. This is something that is scary to people, but so scary to the person that it is happening to. Let me take you back to when I was 11 and my brother was 12. We were raised in a pub and we were having a game of darts. And my brother called me a cheater. Now, what would be an acceptable response to being called a cheater? You might throw some slurs back. I stabbed my brother in the arm with the dart. Not a kiddie dart, a proper dart. I remember turning round and the dart was sticking out of his hand and I ran, obviously. Whilst that is a funny anecdote, that is uncontrollable rage that resulted in me stabbing my brother. It can also look like relationships that are littered with violence and drugs and alcohol addiction, kind of addiction where on numerous occasions it was touch and go. And then the worst part is, you would think that that is the worst part, but then the worst part is the shame that comes after the hurricane of rage because that isn't you, but that thing came out of you. So what is PMDD? PMDD is a severe sensitivity to hormonal fluctuation, especially progesterone and estrogen. The research shows that it's linked to abnormal serotonin response, altered GABA activity, so that's the calming neurotransmitter, and a heightened stress response in the brain. And so your emotional regulation system is like, I'm on a 10-day business break. I'm going to be off for 10 working days. Let's look at PMDD versus bipolar. This is why a lot of women get labelled or misdiagnosed with bipolar. So bipolar, your mood shifts happen randomly. They're not in sync with your cycles. Now let's take a look at ADHD and PMDD because there is a strong overlap here. Women with ADHD are going to be really sensitive to dopamine drops. You're already more emotionally dysregulated, so very emotionally reactive, and more prone to sensory overload. Think about loud noises. Need I say more? And so ADHD, there's a link with PMDD. When it hits, it's like the mother lode of tsunami emotions coming at you. Everything feels louder. Everything feels a little bit more scratchy or sticky or sweaty or hot. Everything just feels more unbearable. Really unbearable. It's like impulsivity, rage, body shut down, mind shut down, soul shut down. Your nervous system cannot regulate. Like that. Maybe worse. Remember, ladies, it's not a weakness, it's wiring. I'm going through treatment for my PMDD. I'm currently on Zoladex. I'm 8 injections in and through on an 18-month course. So what that does, it shuts down my ovarian reproduction. So theoretically, no cycle, no symptoms, because you have no hormonal fluctuations. And is that what happens? Yes, to a degree. I still feel some of the symptoms. So these are the 11 symptoms as per the DSM. Severe mood swings we have as number 1. Intense irritability or rage. Depression and or hopelessness. Anxiety and tension. Loss of interest in life. Brain fog. Very poor concentration. Fatigue. Debilitating fatigue. Appetite changes, whether that's increase or loss. Mad sleep issues, which can also have hot flashes. Just feeling overwhelmed and out of control. Breast or body tenderness. Right now I have a shooting pain coming from the center of my left nipple. Feels like mastitis. I get it every time I'm due on. Migraines. And that's the list of 11. However, I have gone from having 2 naps a day in my PMDD wave to now none. I think that is phenomenal. So now here's the part that nobody wants to hear. It isn't just the Zoladex that saved my life. It is waking early every day, moving my body with intention every day. It's that routine of those 2 hard habits has led to organizational skills that I've never had, a clarity in life. And when I say that, I mean life is simple to live. I didn't know that that was possible. And so I haven't fixed PMDD. What I have done is given my nervous system a system that it can rely on. When your external world is simple, your internal world becomes more manageable. I don't have decision fatigue. Making decisions is simple. And that's a long way for me to have come. It's a little thing, but it's a big thing. Those hard habits have led me to a place of peace and relax and calm. I wish I could bottle it up and just drop it on everybody and say, I promise you this will change your life. Give me 18 months and I swear to God, I will change your life. We have got 5 practical takeaways from today's talk. Number 1, track your symptoms. If you're finding that those symptoms are cyclical, they're coming at the same time every month, highly likely it could be PMDD and not another mental disorder. Number 2, stop labeling yourself as toxic or psychotic or difficult. You are not a broken person. You are simply dysregulated. Number 3, get a proper assessment. If you are suspecting it's PMDD, put a note into the doctors right now. Monitor your cycles, monitor the symptoms. I have a tracking list, a spreadsheet that I did over a period of 6 months, which helped me to go forward and get the diagnosis. If you want me to send that to you, DM me or comment below. You want to be under gynecology and you want to be under women's health. Number 4, build your nervous system safety systems. That's going to look like sleeping at the same time, waking at the same time, movement first thing in the morning, good foods to fuel the body, keep away from sugars, keep away from processed carbs, keep away from ultra processed foods. And number 5, find people that support you and switch from those that shame you. People do not understand PMDD. people of an older generation, and likely men, will dismiss it as just PMS, but it is not. It is a debilitating condition. And I implore anybody watching this who might know someone who's going through a hard time with their hormones to educate yourself and see what you can do and see how you can communicate and come together to find a path that is going to work so you can live harmoniously. Simple actions. On the back of this episode, I want you to do these exercises. Number 1, start a symptom log. Number 2, set up one non-negotiable habit for 3 months. Do not overload your nervous system. Pick something and stick with that for 3 months. I promise you guys, if you stick to a routine, you get mental clarity, things just spill out of the sides, and that becomes easier to handle as well. As a woman who looks back on her 15-year-old self, I wish I could have told her so many things to make life a little bit easier. If any of this has hit a nerve with any of you today, please know that you're not alone. And also know that you are not crazy. This will be your superpower in the future, I promise you.